Great rising. Greetings. And we is back. Back. Great rising. Why my necklace feel like it's crooked? But not even. Like this piece should be oval. Great rising. Hello. Great rising. Rich rising. Hola. All that good stuff. Hello. Good morning. Yesterday was our last day of our 21 day. Good gracious. That went by quick. Purple Prototype. Great rising. Peace, beloved. Hey, Sia. Hey, Coco. What else I saw come in here? Live Bliss. Patrice. Great rising. Be Truth. Crazy. Hopefully you ain't on here acting crazy. Lakeitha, Christar, Great rising. Kiki. Hello. Rich rising. Incamnito. That's cute. Great rising. Hey. I know it went by quick. Oh my God, dog. And I'm not prepared to do nothing I was supposed to be doing. We gonna say that in the next few weeks. Anyway, back to business as normal. So let me say this. These moments like this probably will start happening on my I Am Tamara Chanel page. If you are not following me on I Am Tamara Chanel, make sure that you go over there and push the like or follow or whatever button it is that you got to push. Whatever it is. Thank you, Nina. I'm feeling okay. I'm still feeling a little weird, a little weirdish, but I'm feeling okay. So that's where I will be doing moments like these, things like this, all of that, because this particular page will go back. We are reopening the shop for business while I will be transitioning out of the shop. So the shop will be open Wednesday through Saturday from 11 to 4. I know my community will be super ecstatic about that. So I want to make sure that we streamline this page back to promoting what the business does, what the shop does, and what the shop is all about. If you have not been to the Healing Chamber, shame on you. Make sure that you make your way to 1504 Beattysport Road, Charlotte, North Carolina, to go check out our services. We do ionic foot detoxes. We have a Reiki room that is in pink salt. We do sound healing. We do aura cleansing. We have a number of herbs and products that are there to help you on your spiritual journey, your mental journey, or your physical journey. So it's a one-stop shop, and we love to see the people. We love to see you. So I will be streamlining this page back towards more of that content, and you will see it. And I will take this information and this energy on my own page. Go back doing it on my own stuff. Anyway, since we've been pulling and flipping and doing all of this over the last few weeks, I just didn't feel right not coming on here and not flipping to a word of insight or inspiration or encouragement. Today it says, it's lesson 88. I'm back to A Course in Miracles because I had to balance out. That Mayat energy was heavy. I don't know about y'all. Mayat was coming for our throat. She was feeling like them goddess rising cards. Them goddess rising cards. Yes, honey. You got to come on and take a trip. Okay, so it says the light has come. In choosing salvation rather than attack, I merely choose to recognize what is already there. Salvation is a decision made already. Attack and grievances are not there to choose. I love that line. But anyway, that is why I always choose between truth and illusion, between what is there and what is not. The light has come. I can but choose the light, for it has no alternative. It has replaced the darkness, and the darkness has gone. This would prove useful forms for specific applications of this idea anyway. So let's go back. I love this particular passage because, or this particular lesson. This is lesson 88, by the way, for those of you who want to go back and study it for today. It's lesson 88 on page 153, section 1. The light has come. In choosing salvation rather than attack, I merely choose to recognize what is already there. Salvation is a decision made already. There is no other things there. And that's the one key component, that when we are going through trials and tribulations, when we are being tested in our journey on this earth, it's about your perspective. And I talk about this a whole lot. Your perspective in the journey. Let's be real clear. If you have a perspective, okay, if you have a perspective that is twisted, if you have a perspective that is operating from the pessimist or from the darker shadow side of who you are always going to, thank you, beloved, you are always going to experience this journey in chaos and confusion, or feeling like you are under attack. But if you change your perspective, if you change the way that you are looking at things, if you take a moment and say, it is nothing else to choose but salvation. There's nothing else to choose but the light. If I always am looking at things, and I teach y'all, especially my students, like if I'm always looking at things from a perspective of, hey, this is happening for me and not to me. This is happening for me to grow through because it's going to elevate me into my next season. When I'm looking at things from that perspective, it automatically shifts the vibration and the frequency of what I am growing through. Great rising. Hey, boo. Right? It automatically shifts the vibration of what I am going and feeling like I'm going through, but I'm actually growing through this experience. And some of y'all, it might take a little extra. Like you got an open crown, we got to talk about human design. You got an open crown, you might take a little extra convincing. You got to do a lot of stuff. You got to I be telling y'all to go outside, go do something different. Because it's about being distracted for you. You got a defiant crown. You might be fixated on the problem. You might be sitting there about 5 years and 15 days focused on this problem, what you should have said, what you could have did, how this could have went different, what's the answer and the solution. Either way, it might take a little more effort for you to get into the mindset that you need to focus on the salvation. Attack and grievances are not there to choose. That is why I always choose between truth and illusion. What is real and what is not. We got to remember, you got to always, this is why I always tell people to ask the question, just one simple question. When something is happening, the main question you should ask is, why is this triggering me? Why is this triggering me? Why am I taking this so personal? Why am I allowing this to throw me off my square? Why? Not why me, why this happening to me? Why is this triggering me? Why is this my response? Why am I reacting the way that I am reacting? What is it about this situation? What is it about this scenario? What is it about this dynamic that is making me go into my shadow self and not automatically operate from the God expression within me? When you start looking at your situations like that, when you start asking the right question, and that's just in life in general. If you ask the right question, that could be the question that changes the rest of your life. But when you start to ask the right questions, beloved, this is when you'll start to see I am able to shift. I am able to change. I am able to create a new reality for myself. Right? Krista say sometimes it's you want something out of that situation. Like you got to figure it out. What is it? Sometimes y'all being triggered by situations and ain't got nothing to do with what's going on in the situation at that moment in time. Sometimes you being triggered by the situation because it has something to do with, some other trauma that you've experienced, some other dynamics that are going on with you. Shoot, sometimes y'all trigger because you're sleepy or hangry, or you done overcompensated. You overly, gave yourself away to this situation, or you don't have as much time, or you committed yourself to somebody. Like whatever the case may be, sometimes you trigger for a completely different reason, and because you haven't identified why am I triggered in the first place, now we have allowed this whole situation to spiral out of control. And when we start allowing situations to spiral out of control and take us down a rabbit hole, okay, of attacks, grievances, when we go into that space, now we can't really get what we are supposed to get out of this particular journey. Now I can't understand or really tap into why am I here in the first place? Take a moment, please tag, share, invite some of your friends. I know I got a message for y'all today. I already know. Let me grab some water. I see a few people. All right. So when we go back, for those of y'all who just came in the room, we're reading at lesson 88, page 153 from A Course in Miracles. It says, in choosing salvation, something that's in my eye, y'all, I'm sorry. In choosing salvation rather than attack, I merely choose to recognize what is already there. Salvation is a decision made already. Attacking grievances are not there to even choose. That is why I always choose between truth and illusions, between what is there and what is not. The light has come. I can but choose the light because there is no alternative. When you understand that all I can choose is light, so that's my only option. My only option is to choose the light. My only option is to choose the truth. My only option is to operate from the God expression in me. I don't have no other option. When you start to realize that that is my only option, there's no other. There's no plan B. That's why I always used to joke. I was like, especially when I was younger and building my businesses at that time, I was like, there is no plan B. I didn't create no safety net. I didn't create no second plan because that means that I already had it in my mind that I planned to fail. I already had it in my mind that I planned to fail. And for me, failure was not an option. So there can't be no plan B. I don't have no other options. My option is to win. My option is to succeed at what I'm doing. My option is to stay focused and be consistent and diligent in what it is that I say I was going to do. So I'm going to say the same thing. You don't have no other options. Your option is to choose truth. You have to almost embed it in your DNA, your subconscious self, right? I don't have no other option. My option is to choose truth. My option is to operate in the higher self. My only option is to choose light. I don't have any other option. Anytime that I start choosing something different besides truth, besides the light, then that means that I am allowing myself to experience something that don't feel good to me. I'm allowing myself to get my VIP pass out that y'all was supposed to cut up. I'm allowing myself to get this VIP pass out and now sign up for pain and suffering. And I know that if you done gravitated to me in some form, some way, even if you just accidentally clicked the button, I know that you are tired of signing up for pain and suffering. I know that you are tired of repeating the same cycle. I know that you are tired of going through what you've been going through for many years of your life. I know you tired of the roller coaster ride. You tired of the highs and lows. You're like, damn, it can't just stay high. It can't just stay here. You tired of feeling like that you are under attack. Let me hear somebody say tired. Somebody put tired in the chat. If you tired, like I know I was tired. If you tired, say you tired. I'm tired, child. I'm sick and tired. Some of y'all should be real sick and tired of your shit. For real. Some of y'all should be sick and tired of your shit. Some of y'all should be sick and tired. Kristar says she tired. Sia says she tired. M. Cam Nito said they tired. Ashley said she tired. She fit and tired. She ain't even put tired. She tired. Lone Star said he tired. Like, you got to get in a space where you so tired. You so over it. Nina Simone said she was born tired. Like, I was tired when I got here, child. I was tired. Bino Great Rising. Like, somewhere it got to click where you just be like, man, I'm tired. I'm tired of my shit. And when you really are tired, and not just saying you're tired, then you start looking for answers. You start looking for solutions. Let me encourage you, beloved, that all the answers and the solutions that you could ever possibly want, desire, and more already exist within you. Everything you're searching for is already there. It's just waiting for you to maybe pick up a book, hear somebody say something, go to a meeting, meet the right person, do something that it activates this awareness in your DNA, this awareness in your conscious self, that it'll activate this beauty in you. And then you'll remember your greatness, you'll remember your power, and you'll remember how to navigate your way back home. When you are really tired, it's not like when you real tired, man, I promise y'all, you're not making excuses no more. When you tired, you ain't making no excuses no more. When you sick and tired, you ain't doing the same thing over and over. You get to the point where, like, you even be mad and frustrated at yourself. Somebody be thinking that you mad and frustrated at them, and you really be mad and frustrated at yourself. You hit a point where you be like, you know what? I ain't even mad at you. I'm mad at my dumb ass, because I'm the one that made this choice. I'm the one that signed up for this. I'm not even mad at you. And that's when you need to sit still. You need to get still. You need to get quiet. And you need to experience what is in that, I call it the gap. What is in that gap? What is in that moment of silence? Because a lot of times what happens, me and my master classes, a lot of time what happens, okay, a lot of times what happens is when we get into the moment, that little gap between us making a crazy decision that's about to put us back into the same cycle we already experienced. You know what I'm talking about. Y'all know that moment right before you did what you did and you knew you shouldn't have did it. That moment is when you need to sit still and be quiet. Why is this emotion coming up? Why is this feeling coming up? Why am I getting ready to make this decision out of comfort and familiarity instead of going the other way just because I don't know what's on the other side? When I am in the gap right before the cycle starts, there's a moment. And most of us are too busy being busy. Most of us end up being in a space where when we're in the gap, when we're in that moment, instead of us sitting with the moment and understanding, why am I feeling lonely? Why am I feeling depressed? Why am I feeling anxious? Why am I feeling whatever emotion is coming up for you in that moment? Where is that stemming from? What is at the core of it? A lot of times the reason people are addicted to whatever you're addicted to, it's because we don't want to experience that moment. We don't want to experience the emotion, the anxiousness, the depression, the sign of some real emotion that's getting ready to break through for us so we can have a breakthrough. Nobody wants to experience that. So now we create more busy work for us to do. Now you pick up the phone, you get on social media, you call somebody, you call that person that you knew you should have had blocked, deleted out of your phone. You go into this cycle of repeating the same thing because you don't want to experience, we're going to call it the vortex. You don't want to experience what's happening in that vortex. You don't want to experience what's going on in the vortex. And I promise you, beloved, if you don't sit through that vortex, if you don't take the time to just say, let me just sit with myself. This is the most valuable information I can give y'all. For real, for real. When you learn how to sit with yourself and experience being by yourself, not taking yourself down a rabbit hole, but actually being by yourself and going through self-discovery, going through what I call purification. Let me bring up all the energy, all the emotions, all the things that are like sitting there at the root, at the core of my wound. Let me sit there and experience it. And instead of creating something for me to be distracted by, instead of me creating something for me to get busy with, let me actually go through what this is here to show me. Because if you go through what is there to show you, there's some real healing and transformation that can actually happen for you. Before you go pick up that piece of cake, before you go and have that drink, before you go sleep with that girl or that guy, before you go spending up money, before you go, we got so many distractions now. And that's why it's so hard with this particular season of our lives. We have so many distractions to help us avoid the vortex, to help us actually avoid the little gap, the bridge between our broken self and our healed self. We got so many distractions to keep us. It's like every time you get to the bridge, right? Every time you walk up to the bridge and the bridge keeper like, what's the password? Every time we get to the bridge, we come up with some reason to be distracted. We paying attention to the monkeys in the trees. We paying attention to the damn lion that's chasing us, right? We paying attention to all the dynamics, the birds chirping. We paying attention to everything and giving it more energy, giving it more power than what is on the other side of this bridge. And all you got to do is sit still long enough so you can hear clearly. What's the password? That's all you got to do. All you got to do is take a moment, beloved, when you are in your next vortex, when you are in your next gap, when you are in your next moment, and it's requiring you to make a decision from your higher self, from your God self, and not from your shadow self. And there's plenty of opportunities to have this moment, beloved. There's so many opportunities when you about to cuss somebody out. To go an opportunity. Let me sit with this. Because you about to catch all my throat chakra. Bless it, Father. I'm like, let me just sit with this because you triggering me. And I need to understand, why are you triggering me? What is it about this scenario? And it might be that person just triggering you because they done got you effed up. You've been being so nice. They taking your kindness for weakness. But it ain't just them. It's everybody who is taking your kindness for weakness. And at this particular moment, they are in the rare opportunity for them to experience how your throat chakra acts up and acts a fool. Okay? But instead of allowing that person to disturb your peace, instead of allowing that person to pull you off of your throne, you have to evaluate. This is a moment. This is a vortex. This is a bubble. And while I'm here, having an opportunity to cross the bridge to my healed self, what is this situation here to show me? How is it helping me grow? What is it here to teach me? Now, some of y'all might catch it before you open your throat chakra, but some of y'all won't. But as long as you get it, the goal is to catch it before the reaction. The goal is to catch it before the reaction. Why? Let's go back to that one line. What's the line? What's my line? Attack and grievances are not there to even choose. That is why I always choose between truth and illusion, between what is there and what is not. The light has come. I can but choose the light, for it has no other alternative. When we are in that moment, beloved, there is no other alternative. Christar says she got to work on that. We all have those moments where we got to work on it. Trust me, like, I have not completely met. There's plenty of times, because I'm a fire child. I got a 1-3. Like, I got a lot of dynamics that can work against me in the gap, right? Great rise in my cycle, right? There's a lot of things in that gap that can work against me, but let's be clear. What I have learned to love, about myself is that I extend myself grace. I give myself forgiveness while I'm in the midst of striving to figure out what's in between the gap. It's not going to always be perfect. You're not going to get it right every time. But what I always love to lean into wisdom-wise is that I am here to express my God self, right? I'm here to express that version of who I am and what that looks like for me. And if I'm more focused on being an expression of God, being an expression of love, being an expression of peace, then when those opportunities come for me to grow, right, I'm already in the right frequency and the right vibration. I'm already in a space where I'm just looking at them from a space of understanding and compassion. Now I've been in the space more so, especially over the last year, of just looking at people like, damn, I remember when I was like you. I remember when I was operating from my wounded self. I remember when I felt that pain that you feeling right now. And I had the VIP pass signing up for pain and suffering. I remember. I don't like how that feel. I don't like how that feel. It don't feel good to me. And some of us got certain activations in our chart that we like pain and suffering. That's how we learn. Some of y'all got that. Some of y'all got them gates that, you like the pain and suffering. I ain't gonna say you like it per se, but you kind of like it. That's how you signed up this particular lifetime to say, let me go through the struggle. Let me go through this learning lesson, because that's how I learn. I'm a little hard-headed. So I need a little extra push. So sometimes, some of us, we already signed up for that. But sometimes, beloved, like, you'll see where you don't really need it. Eventually you'll see where, like, I used to feel like I had to defend myself sometimes. Because I knew my perspective. Thank you for the badge, beloved. I knew my perspective was, like, different than most people. I knew I was different. So I used to feel attacked. Like people I was dating, or, certain people that would come in my circle and they would question certain things that I might be doing, or they would, say something about whatever it is that I was doing. I used to feel like I was being attacked. So I felt the need to defend whatever it is. I felt the need to defend why I ain't really want my boys to have no regular haircut. Now I just let them pick whatever they want. I don't really be caring. But at one point I used to defend, like, no, I don't want this. Like, I used to feel like I had to be on the defense all the time. And before I knew it, I was defending myself even when I didn't need to. I felt like I had to prove a point. That's when I realized, I was like, oh, you got a lot of attachments to a lot of dumb stuff. I had a lot of attachments to a lot of stuff that was not serving me. Like, none of that stuff came into the world with me. Why am I so attached? Why am I holding on to this energy now? I didn't come in the world with none of this. But I've been steady picking up bags and badges and labels and all kind of stuff on my way through the journey. So when I hit this certain stage in my life, I realized, like, I wasn't really that happy. And because I wasn't happy, then it was really reflecting in my reality. I was attracting situations. I was becoming a vibrational match to situations that was not serving me, that was making me experience pain and suffering even more. And I was like, so you like it over here? Just what you like? Like, the same way I talk to y'all is the same way I talk to myself. Let's be clear. It's the same way. I would talk to myself. I was like, this is what you really want out your life? You feel like this is what you're deserving? This is what you're worthy of? And for me, my challenge has always been relationships. What time is it? Yeah. It's always been relationships. For me, like, I always tell y'all my chart, the reason I keep bringing up my chart, because I want y'all to understand how this stuff actually ties into a part of your journey. I got Chiron, which is the wounded healer, in my 7th house. My 7th house is over relationships. So that means that I have come specifically to learn something very valuable when it came to challenging relationships. I have a North Node in the 1st house, which is all about how am I embracing myself? How am I becoming independent and not leaning on codependency? So it was a double whammy. Like, if you understand astrology, this was a double whammy. I have a north node in my first house, and that's telling me I need to learn in this lifetime, which is in the sign of Libra, by the way, that in this lifetime I have to find and establish a balance within myself and who I am and what serves me. How do I stand in my own power in this particular lifetime? Because in the previous lifetime, I was self-sacrificing for the family. I was sacrificing for my relationships. So when you look at, I got a north node in the first house, but didn't I just tell y'all I'm the wounded healer in challenging relationships? Wounded healer. And my south node says, when you want to feel comfortable, you're going to run back to what you know. What you know is what you already learned in the previous life. Relationships. So every time, and I could not figure for the life of me as I was growing through my journey. Salam, Farhan. As I was going through my journey, right? I was like, why is it like I'll be working and I'm getting to the bag and my business is popping and everything is growing, and I'm like, every time I get to this little part that's pushing me and that's ready for you to grow to the next level, you know what I do? You know what I do? Who know what I do? I would run to a relationship every time. Oh, it's time to be in a relationship. Oh, you know, everything is seeming amazing. Let's add a partner to the mix. That's exactly what I would do. And boom, as soon as I add that partner to the mix, then everything would like halt. Everything started going sideways. And I couldn't understand it. I was like, damn, why it seems like I do better when I'm by myself than I do when I'm in a relationship? That don't make no sense. How? Why? Why is this my life? It wasn't until I got my natal chart and started seeing placements, I was like, oh. Then I got my human design. Human design was like, boom, bonds made and broken. Damn. It's a whole lot that when I got all my charts, I was like, so that's what be happening. Now I understand. And it's not to say that somebody would like me with a chart like mine that could be very challenging at times can't be in a relationship. It is to say that you have to have a lot of maturity, that you have to establish a lot of sense of yourself and understand that it's very important for you to operate in a certain vibration before you can bring somebody else into your life or that you can share your life with. And that person has to be on that same vibration as well. They need to meet you where you're at. And what I had a tendency of doing is reaching down, not allowing someone to meet me where I was at, but reaching to a position that they weren't even the same playing field with me. You got to look at it like, and this is a word for one of y'all, I don't know who, but you are the queen, you are the king that's on the throne, but you keep wanting to come out the courtyard, you keep wanting to come out the palace, you keep wanting to come out of your area, your royalty, to go deal with a peasant. And I know that's real harsh to say, but it's the reality. You're wanting to come off of your throne to go deal with somebody who don't even understand what that life all about. They don't even understand it. And then you wondering why. You're wondering why. Why am I going through it? Like, dang, why you can't just, you know why? Because they wasn't a vibrational match in the first place. They wasn't on your level in the first place. You sitting there playing with them peasants and they wasn't raised like royalty. So they don't even understand the code. Y'all don't hear me. Y'all don't hear me. I see y'all saying the word, but do you hear me? Do you hear me? You are already embedded with queen or with king in your DNA. You are already embedded with God frequency, and everyone is. But there was something in you, beloved, that already knew, that was already operating in that energy. And you keep wanting to play with people. You keep wanting to go into situations and operate with frequencies that they don't even know nothing about that life. They didn't come here for that. They're not there yet. You got to remember your position. So when we talk about like moving from our light, moving from a space of I understand that I already have salvation. If you really understand what salvation is, right? I already have it. I am salvation. When we're talking about moving from that frequency and operating in that frequency, I am royal priesthood. There should never be something in my mind that is me against the world. It should never be in my mind that there's any other option besides greatness. There's any other options besides operating in the light, operating in truth, operating in the exalted energy that I am. Shouldn't be any other option. Got it? All right. So that's all I'm going to talk about today. Last night when I popped on briefly, we talked about doing a special group. I did put the group up. Right now it's just called Visionaries. It is on the T. Chanel page on Facebook. So I did say that if you are interested in being in the group, I might make a link on the actual page too. If you're interested in being in the group, send me a message. And then I can add you to that group. What is the group all about? So let's get into that. So the group is for those of us who are needing accountability, who are needing to align with a specific task or journey or whatever it is that you're striving to accomplish in this next 6 months. I'm getting ready to put like a power group together for the next 6 months. I know I'm going to send it out to the ones of y'all who took my business class the other day. Well, it's been about a month ago, 2 months ago. But I do want to offer the invitation that if you know you sick and tired of being sick and tired, if you know that this is a season in your life that you're ready to really hold yourself accountable so you can make real changes and you can see real growth. I tell people all the time, man, you can change your life in 21 days or less, honestly. Keep it all the way 100. But you have to be real about that journey for you. You have to be committed about that. And sometimes that means you need accountability. You need other people in like minds to be together so it can inspire and encourage you. So if you're interested in being a part of this group, then you can DM me. Okay? You can DM me. And I'll send you the link for the actual Facebook group. Or if you're on Facebook already and you were probably a part of the prayer challenge, there's another group link and it says Visionaries. Okay, it says Visionaries. That's the name of the group right now because I ain't named my book yet. I ain't named my book yet. So that group, we will specifically, I will be putting ways to change your life, books that I love to read and what those books were for, tools and techniques, and then just holding each other accountable. You know, shit, I expect for y'all to hold me accountable too, because I'm about to make a real power shift move over these next 6 months. So, you know, this is for us as a community, us as a tribe. I'm thankful that it wasn't a lot of bots in here today, so I could get my message across. But this is our opportunity to align together. You're going to see, and I'm going to say this and I'm going to get off. You're going to see over the next 5-year cycle where it is a lot of separation. It is a lot of division. It is a lot of wanting to create individualism and not so much community. And for those of us who are operating from a space of light, it is important for us to align correctly. It is important for us to create community where we have the ability to create it. So this is my call to action. Make sure that you are, you know, getting in that group with us if you really are about that life. You about that life, all right? All right. Love you, love you, love you. Grand Rising Inspired. Love you, love you, love you. I got to figure out. So I'm about to change time zone. Let me say this real quick. I'm about to change time zones, right? In like another week. So I have no idea what that's going to look like. When this new live getting ready to start happening, I have no idea. So y'all bear with me. I am going to figure it out, but I know I'm not probably going to get up 3 hours earlier to do that live in the morning. So I have to figure out what this new live is going to look like. Hello, Wolf. Like, yeah, I ain't figured that part out. So I'll let y'all know. All right. I love you guys. I will let y'all have an amazing rest of y'all day. Peace.